Good morning, welcome back to Morning at 10 TV. This is the show that keeps you in the know, and today on Take Note we'll be talking about the boda-boda sector. How can we tame it? The boda-boda industry has become a key player in the provision of jobs and a source of living for many youth in the country, and being one of the fewest professions where no academic qualifications is actually required, a major of the youth join in spontaneously. And additionally, this is the industry that actually runs without clear policies regulating it, and therein lies the challenge. So the question today will be, how can we tame this particular industry? And in studio today I have Peter Kankaka, who is the spokesperson, Century Boda-Boda Association. Thank you so much for coming in studio.
Yeah, thank you for hosting me.
Thank you so much.
Nice
we have seen a lot happening in the boda-boda industry over the past few weeks, with the recent incident where we had the Rua municipality member of parliament Abiriga being shot dead, and this was actually done by people who were on the boda-boda. And so the question is, how can we register riders in the boda-boda sector? You are telling me that as boda-boda riders, you're not opposed to the registration and the regularization of this particular industry.
Yes,
you're
please.
actually for it. Tell us more about that.
Good morning, viewers. I'm Kankaka Peter. Since matters have been happening of high-profile people of this country, but for us it isn't new, because boda-boda riders die on a daily basis. We are very sorry for what is happening in the industry, but I would like to point out that there is a difference between motorcycles and boda-boda.
Correct.
The word boda-boda is a job. So when someone mentions that boda-bodas are killing people, it's like saying the job is killing people. It's like saying if a farmer is killing turkeys, or something like that. But indeed, we need to draw a difference between motorcycles and the motorcycles that do carry people as a job. Whatever has been happening within this job is it's quite absurd.
Yes.
With the recent utterances, actually, which we call, for us in boda-boda, we call them political statements aimed at targeting our job. They aren't good at all. But when we get back to regulating the boda-bodas, and the government of Uganda and all people who are actually mandated to do this have totally failed us. Totally failed us, because as I told you earlier, no one is opposed to working properly around town.
Okay.
The proper streamlining of the job, boda-boda. All of us agree to very many things that should be done. And we have waited for so long for these things to be put in action. No boda-boda resents being registered. No boda-boda. The only thing is, when KCCA of earlier, when it came up to Gazette particular stages, it said there are places where we shouldn't be in Kampala. Those areas of whatever, Kololo, what, you don't go. They are no-go areas. And they are the areas where we have customers who really pay quite good money. Okay. And when you come, so the issue of regulating isn't so new to the people, and they are not against it, but the way it is done in the first place. In the way it is done. When you want to regulate them, when you want to register their boda-bodas, and you want to register them and gazette their stages, why do you begin by telling them you want to be allowed here and there?
Yes.
You incite them to think that they should actually not be part of the ones you're registering. You're registering those in Kisenyi, registering those in Katwe. You are not registering those in Kololo. And boda-boda is collective responsibility.
Correct. When
you start registering others and you say that you want to register others, now these people, all of them come together to say no. So, secondly, since this job has the government has failed to put a proper law governing this job, the way politicians come up to lay strategies on how to streamline isn't socially acceptable among the boda-bodas.
Why are you saying that?
We need to know. We need really to know. You are acting like who? and this thing's going to fire back, because in boda-boda people have normally come and said this and that, and it works for a week, then it goes. You see? Now, we don't know who is particularly mandated to streamline the job in Uganda. Is it the Ministry of Transport? Yes. Is it KCCA? Now, what of those people who are not in Kampala, where the authority that doesn't work, maybe in Mukono or where? Who is in charge of that particular
So the
area?
issue is the boda-boda associations and the boda-boda riders as a whole do not know who is rightfully mandated to regularize the industry.
That is the first thing.
Okay.
We don't know who. And whoever comes up doesn't explain why he has come to do whatever he has come. That's why you see they normally get problems when they come to the boda-boda.
Yes.
Last time it was Ministry of we don't know whether it is Ministry of Security, because security also calls meetings of boda-boda. We don't know whether it is KCCA. And in KCCA, for them, they are totally disorganized. Because this day you receive a letter from the mayor, Lord Mayor, asking you to come to the chambers to discuss issues of boda-boda. The next day you hear in the media that Jennifer doesn't approve of what the mayor said. So you get confused. The next time, should I be called by the mayor, the councillors, the executive director?
All right. And
yes,
we have Peter Kauju, who is the head of Public and Corporate Affairs, on call. Mr. Peter Kauju, thank you so much for joining us on the show today. If you can hear me, good morning. Good morning, sir.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us
How
on the
are
show
you?
today. We're fine, thank you.
I can hardly hear you. You're very low.
We will handle that. Our technical team will boost my volume. I hope now you can hear me.
Hello?
Mr. Kauju, can you hear me now?
Yeah, a bit better.
Okay, thank you so much. Now, the big question that is coming through that we'd like you to address, I have Mr. Peter Kankaka, who is the spokesperson for Century Boda-Boda Association in studio with me. And he actually says that the reason as to why some of the times they are opposed to people coming, trying to push in policies on their side is because no one has come out rightfully to identify themselves and to actually tell them who they are, and so they're confused. Do they get do they comply by regulations put by KCCA, Ministry of Works? Who exactly is mandated to do this? But my big question is, in 2013 KCCA actually started out on a registration drive that did not take off. Why did we say this? Okay, I'm told that we've lost him, and so you were telling me, we will get back to him, we're having a little bit of technical hitches. You're telling me that the issue is no one comes out to rightfully identify themselves when they're giving you guys orders.
Let me take you through a little bit of what has been happening since this saga of this disorganization.
Yes.
Through the previous elections of leadership of boda-boda riders, the associations claimed to be in charge of the industry, connected directly to the office of the president. Did you know that?
Yes.
The boda-boda industry is connected directly to the office of the president. Now, if it is connected directly to the office of the president, these young boys will not allow anyone below the office of the president to tell them anything.
So that's where the issue is.
Now, when KCCA comes up to say anything, we say, for us, we know where we are touched. And then the confusion. People come from wherever they come from and claim to be sent by whoever, claiming to be properly placed in the lines of power, and then they begin making utterances. We don't know what. They go, they disappear. The last time we had the General Kayihura, General Kayihura was almost everywhere with boda-boda 2010. The next time we had an NRM chairperson, Kitata, claiming to be the leader of the boda-boda, the NRM chairperson of Rubaga. So we thought, is it NRM, is it what? The next time we saw Ragadi, Kadani Kazibye, claiming to be the presidential advisor on boda-boda affairs, and he came saying he's been sent by Operation Wealth Creation.
So what is coming out clearly is we have different people who have interest in this particular industry.
Exactly. They have interest, and when they come, they don't spell out their real interest. So we are too suspicious about what brings them this side.
Yes.
Because when Mr. Dan came, we thought, is it Operation Wealth Creation now taking over boda-boda? No, we didn't see that. After 1 week, he came back claiming, and then he came with Minister Betty Kamya. And now they ganged up together. They called us in a meeting at the president's office, and they were giving us orders.
Okay.
So now we were wondering, is it the minister? Is it the police? Is it Ragadi? Is it Operation Wealth Creation? Now, who is in charge? That has been of recent.
Who is in charge? And Mr. Peter Kankaka, you are the spokesperson of Century Boda-boda Association.
Yes,
and like you told me, you actually command a membership of over 50,000 riders in Kampala, so to speak.
Right.
And so I have Chamagero who is on standby. There are quite a number of riders that have questions for you before we move on.
No problem.
Andrew Chamagero, if you can hear me.
Well, I can hear you. I'm coming to you live and direct from Lugala. It is in Lubaga Division. Well, this is what is happening. What I'm collecting from here, there are questions about leadership. The border riders here, they're saying that they were given cards by the former 2010 Chitata group. They were the yellow cards, and they're not operational today. And they still have issues about leadership. If he says that he's among the ones who are leading, Sebo Jango buzo mkulu ene chibuzo. Mbadde njikira mzuzu ne mubuuze wuyo ali mu studio.
So nkulamusiza.
Naye nkulamusiza sebo.
Ndowooza obonda bo oyinza obakale ng'ontegeera.
Nkulabye bulungi
Amanya
sebo.
ndowooza Sebufu John Bosco. Nkitegeddeko nti gwe chairman gwe organizinga boda-boda no mu Kampala. Century. Naye ffe twali ffenna sigana kale kuwagira. Ne wandize ku ground. N'otegeeza omuntu n'owa ekigenda mu maaso. Naye obeera ne Lugala kati nze bwemera mu Kisenyi bagamba Century. Obeera ne Lugala oba olidda ne bagamba Century. Ne jangu ku ground. Ogeba n'ekintu kyamala bwe kiti ne bwe kiti bamemba muli bwe muti ankyamani wa stage alina abantu bameka.
Kiki otegeeza tali ku ground, Century teri ku ground, bali mu office?
Natuuka ku ground eri mu office. Ago gentegeera nti yo Century ekyali mu office. Kubanga ogamba omuntu nti Century alowooza nti Century kibiina kiri awo tekitegerekeka. Ne ajja ku ground ayogeraga nti bannaye ekintu kiraba bwe kiti enteekateeka etambula bweti ne bweti. Afune baki bamemba n'obuwagizi obusingawo. Nze sula amanyi bulungi era abanda bakola ki era ntegeera. Ekintu twakitambuzaako naye kikyabulamu amaanyi. So wendowooza
Amanya ago tugatereze tutya?
agatya baba.
Ag'oku ground bachairman bakola.
Ye nga ye asinike oba njite ntya tiimu ye ejja ku ground. Gamba tandiko okubuulira aba boda-boda bannaye kibwe kiti tuwemedwa kaasa ali bwati naye nga ali mu boda-boda bane twekolamu omulimu tukutamuze bwe tuti ekitwogerwako kikola eki kiveewo nti oba boda-boda be batemu oba be babbi kiviirewo ddala nga tufunye okutendekebwa nga boda-boda nti bannange tulina na stage mmeka nti bwezitugala stage mmeka nti 3 oba 2 oba 1 nti aha ani chairman nti yono ani mwanika nti yono ekizzewo nti bannaye customer complaining nti avudde nti gindi chairman tumuyina ye gundi owaayo oli uddawa memba afaana bwati nti yakoze kino nti omumanyi nti simumanyi lwaki tomumanyi nga te gwe chairman wa stage
Oba toli chairman
awo oba toli chairman.
Well, there you have it. I think it's something to do with leadership. Waliwo mulala ine ekinkyayagala okwogerako engeri gye tuyinza otereeza boda business.
Anti kitatta bamusibe oba afiirayo afiireyo njatubulira emundu ya golodi ye yagijja.
Well, Mala, there you have it. I think you can hear the opinions of the boda-boda riders here. They need leadership to come down ku ground. Leadership needs to come to ground. Babategere bulungi mwaba Century mwe baani. There is a notion that the Century group is just in office. They're just enjoying the moment that they're actually taking over Kampala metropolitan transport border business. But they are not on the ground. They have not come a little more down to explain, to create sense awareness and sensitization of the border riders here.
Your reaction to that, sir?
They are very right. Indeed, they are very right.
Yes.
You see, we had challenges with identifying ourselves. You know, the police is normal against people who rally, and I mean people who people rally behind them. We had challenges. Over time, he has told you he knows something about Century. How does he know about Century? We used to be almost everywhere. as we fought with police. Like wherever you go to talk about boda-boda, they politicize the meeting. They say, you see, you had to inform us 2 weeks earlier. You say, yes, we understand. We need to inform police. But issues concerning a job, they are non-political. They are nothing. So sometimes we are confused with whether to inform police. We have 8 offices so far running, like they have said. So every time we write. So simply we would inform the police, but the police was saying, don't be there, because they suspected they were political.
So the issue is your operations as Century are being frustrated by the police.
They are being frustrated by many people, not even the police alone.
Okay.
There are people who do not want to see an organized institution, because they have personal motives. You see?
Okay, all right. I have Mr. Peter Kauju, who is the head of Public and Corporate Affairs KCCA, with me. Mr. Peter Kauju, if you can hear me.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Thank you so much for joining us in the show on this particular big issue that we're talking about today. And sir, KCCA actually attempted to regularize the boda-boda industry in 2013, but your efforts actually were not fruitful. And 5 years down the line, we're not seeing new people come out again. Nothing is being said. Why are we taking this long? Why are you taking this long to ensure that we have order found in this particular industry?
Thank you for inviting us to be part of the show. One critical thing I must say is that it is everyone's concern that the boda-boda sector needs to be regulated. I mean, we see a lot of mess on the roads. We see a lot of mess on the pavements, on the pedestrian walkways. You just have to stand at any traffic signal and then see how people are actually overriding the lights. And even the statistics we get from Mulago, it actually indicates that over 75% of the people in casualty ward have a connection with a boda-boda accident. So we already started on this initiative. But somehow along the way, it was actually 2014, but along the way, we had to put it on hold because we needed to bring all key stakeholders on board. As I speak to you now, I know that there is already a cabinet paper that has been prepared, and there is a much-planned activity to think and plan for a whole country other than Kampala alone. But I know that a lot of developments have taken place, and Ministry of Works and Transport, including our ministry, are working hard to ensure that we come up with a roadmap and a program that is going to help bring sanity to this area. I cannot divulge details now because it's not yet out, but I can confirm to you that there is a cabinet paper which was shared and presented by the Minister of Kampala. So
it's actually work in progress, but can you give us at least, even if it's not a particular date, can you give us a time frame when we are going to expect to see some action being taken?
It's going to be difficult for me. Otherwise, for us as KCCA, we actually did our work. We prepared all the roadmap as we had planned, but we have to wait for that decision. We have to wait for that approval so that everybody is moving in line. But possibly in the next 3 months, possibly we could see some activity. So because everyone appreciates that there is a problem and it must actually be attended to.
So possibly in the next 3 months, we should be seeing some signs of it taking course.
Yes, we should be able to see some preamble activities leading eventually to the registration and bringing order to this sector.
Mr. Kauju, I need you to clear the air for us. Is it true that your efforts are actually being frustrated by some strong cartels that have interest in this particular industry?
Well, I can't say that, but there could be challenges that come up. Of course, logistics and all that, and sometimes politics comes in. But that does not stop us from doing our work and executing what our program is. What I can confirm to you is that that paper has been done. It has been prepared for cabinet, so we await that decision. Once it's ready, you will see all the various implementers, Ministry of Works and Transport, us, and several other local governments, so that there is work moving.
Okay, thank you so much. But still, before I let you go, I have Mr. Peter Kankaka, who is the spokesperson for Century Boda-Boda Association, with me in studio. And he has a question for you. Shoot.
No problem. Let him go ahead.
Good morning, Mr. Kauju.
Good morning, Peter.
Yes, for long, I'll take you through what has been happening. 2016, we were at the minister's place in Kampala. They said the same thing. They gave us 2 weeks. They said they wrote to the mayor
Yes.
to streamline this industry by maybe writing properly what should be followed. Then they told us the government is coming up with a law that is going to govern this industry. That month went, that year went, that now 2016 went. We entered 2017. We got disorganized. We went to the minister. Minister Betty Kamya promised us that, you see, I'm giving you these two months. By the end of the 2 months, things will be done. Then we were called in the same month at the mayor's place, and the Lord Mayor told us, we are saying 3 months' time, this is getting over. Now, since last the December 2015, 2016, 2017, now we are into 2016, KCCA and the people you speak for claim to be going to streamline the industry. We really are frustrated. We really think that you guys are doing nothing to make sure that this job is properly managed. Is it, are you blindfolding
your
us?
Your concern is very valid, but like I said, the issue of public transport and specifically on boda-bodas concerns everybody beyond KCCA. And that is what I have shared with you, that the latest I have given is actually the government stand, that we needed to bring everybody on board so that we plan together and execution goes ahead when we are on the same page. So we are not just sitting back and folding our finger and our hands and waiting for it to happen. Definitely there's a right step, there's a step in the right direction, and we believe that once we are moving together as government, we should be able to achieve some work, and of course with stakeholders, including yourselves.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Peter Kauju. We will hold you to that commitment that you've made. In 3 months' time, at least we need to see some signs of something happening in terms of regulating this particular industry. So thank you so much for joining us in the studio. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. Do have yourself a great day. Back to studio, Mr. Kankaka. You actually told me that in Kampala there are over 100 associations for boda-boda riders, but just 50% are operational. Yes, what exactly happens with these associations? Who regularizes your operations as an association?
No, now associations, the importance of associations, first of all, is free will. You can wake up and have your stage. You know, a stage, 30, 20 people, and even 10 can go register an association because they are members of the job. You know, but what matters is what is the intention, or what are the objectives of the association registering. Now, the problem comes in, the problem came in actually a long time when associations started to think they should take over the leadership and the daily running of the boda-boda industry. Everyone who comes up with an association claims to be a leader in whichever area they are operating from. So this creates mafia gangs around town.
Correct.
So when you disagree with this one and another disagree with that one, they will clash. These associations normally clash. But the key importance of associations in the industry, in the boda-boda industry, is mainly developmental issues. Correct. Maybe it is a saving and credit thing, or it is just a way of coming together to address the problems, because there are very many problems in the industry.
We're already having issues with associations being regulated, and that's why you are clashing amongst yourselves. There's another issue of the entire sector being regularized. So where exactly are we, why are we having this? Is it that every single person comes in? Fine, I know the boda-boda industry is a set place for making money.
Yes, please.
It provides jobs for the youth. You're sure once you have your boda-boda out there, it will make money because everyone wants to get to their destination fast.
Yes,
is it because it's a high income kind of industry? It commands a lot of money.
No, that is one. But secondly, it's a very gullible sector.
Correct.
People there can easily be diverted from the real issue. Now here comes a situation where a young man in boda-boda gets a given boda-boda. Everything is good. Everything is good. He's running properly on the job and people come together. Now we have this problem of politicians who want to bank their political careers on boda-boda. They normally think that when they are building their political careers, they should always come to people who are many and already organized. They find these associations running on own fees, people's subscriptions. They interfere with their leadership, put political intentions, like the police.
So
And
the reason as to why we're not making any progress in terms of regulating both the associations, the riders, the entire industry as a whole is because of political interference.
That is one of the issues.
Thank you.
And the other thing is there are people who are given positions. We really doubt whether they can manage this.
So that's the issue. You also don't know who is in charge of what, who is supposed to regulate this and that. Okay, thank you so much. At least we know KCCA has told us 3 months. In 3 months, we will be back here. We'll bring you back in studio so we can hold them accountable together. Thank you so much for coming to the fore. But personally, I truly hope that this issue comes to an end and this particular industry is actually regulated, because that's the only way we can curb crime. Thank you so much for being part of this discussion. Let's keep it going on social media. The hashtag is Morning at 10 TV. Do have a blessed day. My name is Malaki Vilodera.
You're watching Morning at